Alright, so welcome back, guys, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today we're talking about some more Marvel news regarding the future of Phase 4. This time we're going to be talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, if Marvel and Marvel Studios is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way, we're see more Marvel news from me moving forward. Now let's begin. So, as of late, we've been getting some news and reports that apparently Scott Derrickson, who was the director of the original Doctor Strange that came out in 2016, has parted ways with Marvel Studios and is no longer going to be directing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this is very interesting news because I feel like a lot of people credit Doctor Strange and the visuals and all that stuff to Scott Derrickson and his directorial role within the film. So I'm curious to see what goes on here. Now, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is probably my number one most anticipated movie for Marvel's Phase 4. I love Doctor Strange. He's probably one of my newest favorite characters in the MCU, so I'm very excited for a sequel. I've been waiting for it for a while now. Unfortunately, we still gotta wait another year for it. I had originally speculated that it might drop earlier this year, but unfortunately it was the Eternals, but that's okay, we get it next year. But apparently, from what I understand, is that he left due to the fact that due to creative differences. Now, from what I understand, is Scott Derrickson has worked on a lot of horror and scary movies. Now, as we all know, Marvel is PG-13, owned by Disney, so when you got those two things colliding, there's going to be an issue. Now, personally, I am not a fan of horror and stuff like that. So this really is nothing I'm too sad about because I'm not really a fan of that stuff. But I understand why fans might not like this and are annoyed by this. But overall, it's something that's not really surprising due to the fact, again, that they're owned by Disney and Disney's not going to want something like creepy and horrifying, which is interesting regarding the whole news regarding a possible Deadpool 3 in the MCU, but that's a story for another time. But what could possibly go on here? So one of the things that is another interesting fact is that this is going to be a team-up movie with Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. Now, a lot of the marketing so far and a lot of talks regarding Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness haven't really been regarding Doctor Strange. A lot of the things that have been going on are in more regards to Scarlet Witch. Now, we know WandaVision is coming out around, like, give or take a few months or a month before this drops. So, and apparently it's going to lead into this movie. Now, if they're pushing more Wanda than Doctor Strange, that might have been a reason why Scott Derrickson left. He might have been more interested in doing Doctor Strange rather than having Wanda kind of be more in the forefront. I don't know. And this is not me saying like, oh, they should have just done Doctor Strange and this is all, feminist stuff. I don't care. Just make a good movie. I don't care. All this stuff regarding that, I think, is a bunch of BS and people just trying to look for a reason to complain. But it definitely could be an issue here, especially regarding Scott Derrickson leaving. If he left due to Wanda, or created differences where maybe Wanda's getting more attention than Strange, that could potentially be a bad thing for this movie and the fans. Now, again, this is one that I'm most excited for. I want to see, and hopefully we get Carl Mordo back as the villain. I really, really want to see that. Apparently, Nightmare is going to be the villain, so that's going to bring a lot more of a darker side to this movie. That might be one of the reasons why they are changing things up regarding the director. That way to not make it as scary as it potentially could have been. I don't honestly know, and honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. But I'm curious to see how this will affect Marvel and the MCU. As we all know, Marvel hasn't done any R-rated movies, and mainly because they're family-friendly movies. They're owned by Disney again. So I don't think they're going to make an R-rated movie and alienate their fans. And Deadpool is going to be an interesting factor now, because apparently Ryan Reynolds is in talks to do a Deadpool 3 movie. Now, I don't think that's been confirmed yet, But that's very interesting news in of itself. I'm curious to see how that will play out. I know we got that, like, I think it's like that cheap knockoff of, like, I don't know, a Deadpool Christmas or something like that. I feel like that could have potentially been them, treading the waters and seeing how well a PG-13 Deadpool played out. I honestly don't know and wasn't paying attention. I've never seen the other two Deadpool movies, but I'm curious to see what implications this could have for the future of the MCU. Will they keep it PG-13? Will they tone it down? What's their plans? And I'm curious to see how this will interact with Marvel and the MCU. Again, they don't do R-rated movies. And they haven't really done any scary movies. I don't think any movie they've done qualifies as horror or scary. And I honestly believe they're going to tone this one down a bit. I feel like people aren't going to like the whole darkness to it. I think this could potentially happen. If they do a darker Doctor Strange, they're going to alienate their fans, especially fans of Doctor Strange, because one, parents aren't going to want to take their kids to see this horror movie, and two, fans of Doctor Strange who aren't into horror like myself may not go see it. So they risk alienating their fans if they go the whole, darker path for horror movie. It's a risk, and honestly, it could be a bad one. We'll have to see how this plays out, but I'm curious to see how this will impact the MCU. Again, you got Wanda coming in to portray her character, and we got Doctor Strange, and more emphasis has been on Wanda so far. That might turn off fans even more. So they gotta play carefully here. If they want to do a good Doctor Strange movie, they might have to sacrifice a bit of the horror to get that fan base that they want. And if they have to do that, honestly, I think that's an okay thing. I know fans might want to see the horror Doctor Strange, but at the end of the day, it's a movie. You're not always going to get what you want. You're not going to always get the win or what you actually really want. At the end of the day, the studio is going to put out what they think you want and what they think their general audience is going to want. And right now, they might have to make some changes. Even apparently, Doctor Strange is going to go into pre-production or start filming soon. So there probably isn't enough time to change a lot of things. They might keep some of the horror aspects, but I feel like they might change a few things up. And I feel like the script is most likely already done. So there's probably not going to be too many changes. But I do believe there's a potential factor that they might tone down the violence and horror aspect to the movie. Which again, to me, isn't a big deal. But I know to a lot of other people, it's probably something that they're annoyed about and are kind of mad about. But let me know your thoughts and opinions regarding this. What are your thoughts on Scott Derrickson leaving? Why do you think he left? Do you think this horror aspect could affect Marvel's cinematic universe and this movie in general and turn fans off? Do you think Wanda being more in the forefront could hurt this movie? Let me know everything regarding all this good stuff in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts and opinions regarding the Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson quitting the movie. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way you miss any more Marvel news from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the About section on my YouTube channel. As always, it's been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.